So this is the post reading session, evening session, September 14th, 2015. Question and answer. And Jai Sachidanand. Yes, Manju has the habit of seeing the faults of others and hurting others, and initially I end up hurting others. So how will I become? But is there a difference between the time before the Gnan Vidhi and after the Gnan Vidhi? Yes, there is a lot of difference. Then you are on the right path. Jai Sachidanand. Abhishek Anil Vissaria. On page 39, if you see the pure soul of the other words, then the Prakruti becomes a just. And so if Prakriti gets completely adjusted then, but are you saying the pure soul? Exact seeing the pure soul. Yes, we just have the vision that he's a pure soul, but when you see the pure soul, he is the God, Lord God. You will not have any negative feelings. There will be no rag, dvesh, there will be no opinions, there will be no insistence at nothing, there will be no interference whatsoever. Seeing the pure soul, there will be no sex at all, there will be no kashai at all. There will be no vishai kashai, no sexuality or no kashai at all. So how can we really see the pure soul exactly? Just move forward the way you are doing, you see, but move forward. Are you not saying Anil separate from you? Sometimes I do Tanmayakar. Sometimes I become Tanmayakar. So this is slowly there is, in Mitash, and when it is sweet, I become Tanmayakar. When it is, the more exactly you see the pure soul, the Prakruti will automatically adjust. The more pure soul you see, the Prakruti will see it exactly. But you say, I see the Shuddhatma, but that is not, it is just your belief that you are seeing pure soul, but you are seeing the faults of the other person. There is insistent, there is hurt, there is insistent. It's therefore, supposing the Prakriti is unfolding, and then to the extent that we become Tanmayakar, that remains pending, is it not? No. After a while, you understand that this is happening, right? And therefore, it is fine. So, it is just a discharge ego that is doing it. It is, you know that it is the filled stock that is emptying, you see, and that the Prakriti is emptying. So you don't need to be too worried about the Tanmayakar business, you see, the body becoming the body, mind form, or becoming engrossed, you see. Yes, Jai Sachidanand. Madhu Prajapati. And the Lord has said in the Gita, in the 7th chapter, and the Prakriti is the par and the par. It is the non-self, Lord. And Lord Krishna says that they do not mix with anything, because I need to study the 7th chapter of the Gita, says the Gnani. I just have a little bit of the words of Dada, but I need to study Gita, so then otherwise I'll have to ask all the experts of Lord Krishna here. Per Bhakti and Bhakti, yes. But I do not know the exact description of the Prakriti by Lord Krishna. The next one. The Atma is infinite, Atma is Chetan, and then Pudgal is Jad. Why is the Pudgal blocking the pure soul, which is the God? You see, Pudgal is not blocking. Pudgal is only blocking our own, your Varsatta, your own entry into interference. That is all. Once your interferences leave, then the Pudgal will be separate and will be from the Prakriti. The next one. Abhijit Singh. And Narenitan. Yes. Abhishek Chennai, sir. In this satsang, with us, we have the Prakruti as well as Vishuddhatma. When Prakriti, will it listen to us when we make it understand, is the question. If there is very heavy layers of mistake, it will happen. Prakruti is the discharge ego complex. You see, you just have to settle it with equanimity. It may listen to you if it is very heavy. In what matters does it not listen? It wants to do it on. No, no, no. Why do you want to do? You do it. Just we remain in what you want to do. You are the knower. You don't want to do anything of the pure self. You're not the doer of the non-self. You see. You see. So if you try to do something of the non-self, then there will be a reaction. Just see the reactions. You don't need to repair Abhishek. Just see what Abhishek is doing. That is all. Yeah. Is it hurting someone? Is it hurting someone? Then make him do pratikraman. Yes, sir. I have come here for the first time. Very good. Yeah, from yesterday, Samayik, but the volume of file one is so big that she's constantly, everybody, the file two tells me to speak quietly, but she continues to hurt the other person. I do know that I hurt file two. The Jainas, don't they wear the mopati, Oh, so, but why don't why don't you muffle your voice? Why don't you wear a face plate? I mean, but you can speak as you are in the natural volume, but muffle your voice by a heavy towel across your face. Muffle your voice through it. But my voice volume is so high that everybody thinks that I'm fighting with them. I feel like I don't want to speak, but you see, the Prakruti has been formed this way, so the Prakruti will continue to speak like this. Are you not doing pratikraman for an hour or an hour and a half? If somebody tells you anything, then you can say, you can talk to converse with file one and say, will you please speak a little quieter? Even when I talk to her privately, my volume is very high in the private talk also. So form a new habit. You're trying to protect that there's nothing wrong, how can I control? We are protecting our mistake. When he finds your mistake, you cannot find you cannot accept that mistake. When he finds mistake with you, you cannot tolerate it, and that is means you are protecting your own mistake. You see, when he finds a mistake with you, you cannot tolerate it because you are protecting your mistake, and that is why that is the problem. You're so right. You have to say, you're so right. I do need to protect. I don't need to speak gently with you. I need to do this, etc. Yes. Jai Sachidanand. Arjit Singh. When the Prakruti is with Rag, and then and it gives its reflection, because there is a discrepancy. There is the reaction. He says it's not a reflection. The word is reaction, but when it reacts, when you kick the chair, what will the chair do? It will hurt you, will it not? So it is a reaction of it, because you kick the chair. The chair is with Rag. The chair doesn't want to hurt you, but if you kick the chair, will it not hurt you? You see, it's a reaction. No. Do we just have the preconceived notion that I'm at fault? No. Whenever is Because if you see somebody steal, then you let go. When you see him the second time, what is the first thing that will happen in your mind? That he is a thief, right? The human being is not the same all the time, does it? Everybody's karma effect is changing, is it not? So, therefore, to continue, if you just see the pure soul and see what the Prakriti is doing, that is all. We should not have any prejudice that this is the way it should be. Manjula. Jai Sachidanand. To settle the Prakriti and to dissolve the Prakriti means we need to adjust our Prakriti to the other person and then settle it with equanimity. It's to adjust. And what is wrong with it? The others, it's the same thing. It is one and the same thing. It's more important. It's important that I want to adjust myself to the Prakruti of the other person and then settle the file with equanimity. But you know, but what we do initially is that we first brand the other person. He's not listening. He's like this. She's like he does. He doesn't do his work. You see, you need to really make it very sure that this is very wrong, and then move forward. Even making, well, I need to know that what is his Prakriti like. But until you get to know his Prakriti, will it's not important to know how you need to approach. Do you not approach a sharp knife in your kitchen with caution? In the same, you see, all the grinders, everywhere, there you are so cautious. But about this living machinery, you have no idea of how to approach it, you see, and then you hurt yourself and him. It says that we can avoid being hurt by the thorn because we can see the thorn when we are picking a rose. Are you not seeing the nature of the Prakriti of a little boy, that is there? You see, why is he crying? You see, why is he crying? Do you know, is he hungry why he's crying, or is he, you know? But do you say that stop? Don't stop making noise, otherwise hit you? No, don't you take care of the little one? Oh, okay, see, if he's crying, if you touch the belly of the child and it cries, that means that maybe the child is having a little pain in the belly. That is how you are careful. And if you're continuously emotional and upset, and if you're continuously adjustment and upset and emotional, then you cannot make any kind of adjustments. You see, then you ultimately you brand him, or he's like that only. What can I do? He's never going to change. I'm going to get away from him, etc. So you're not approaching through Gnan, you're just approaching through the intellect only, which has already been scalded, which has already been burned, and is reacting even in a heavier manner. That is not going to work. You see, we're going to find out what is it. See, let us find out in what words can I say that he will find it adequate, he will find it anukud, he will find it pleasant. You see, then it will make a big difference of how to. You don't have to win the world. You have to win file 2. That is all, because he or she is going to be with you for a long time. I want to understand this. If both are very mani Prakruti, if both of them are both the Prakriti, both the husband and the wife are mani Prakriti, both of them are very proud, then do I want to go to moksha? The one who wants to go to moksha has to let go. You have to settle he is mani, then I have to give it to him. But I want to understand, forget about samajing, forget about understanding, just let go. You see, the one who lets go wins. Mani nirman api lobhyati chetraya. The Gnani Purush Dadashri fed the pride of the proud one and fed the greed of the greedy one, and by becoming cheated, and just kind of went away, and on his own further path. You see, supposing you see, when you ask him, if you ask him, he will immediately tell you in which ways you are inflexible. I do accept it, she says. I do accept the mistakes that he point out, but I want to understand them. I want to settle the file. How, just improve your current, you see. Do not worry about future. How long am I going to continue to settle the file with equanimity? Why don't you improve the present only? The file comes in front of you, settle it with equanimity. That is all. What do you call what is settling in the file with equanimity? That file 1 should not have any ragvesh. Your settlement is there for you, and settlement is there for him. You might have to do pratikraman, you might have to do tap, penance, internal penance. You see, if I have crooked horns, and if I have sharp horns, if my horns are gone, then nobody will hurt me at all, because if I clear up my mistakes, then nobody will hurt me. If I become smooth, nobody will entangle with me. If I do not have antelopes, nobody can entangle with me. See, so this is the law of nature. If I pull the rope and he pulls the rope, then how are we going to ever succeed? let go. He has to let go. The day you let go of the rope, then the work is done. That is all. This is the science. The science is totally different. We will talk later, okay? We'll talk later. Jai Sachidanand, we'll talk. Mangala Ben, speak up. The Prakruti of file number 1 after taking Gnan has become very smooth and sarad, straightforward. File number 1 has become smooth, but file number 2 Prakruti is much better than me. It's very sticky. It's very sticky. The file number 2 Prakruti is very sticky. And all the other files are very sticky to me. That means they are all going to send you to moksha. You should be happy that they are all very beneficial to you. If everybody jabs and probs me, then I'm good. That means I will go to moksha early. They're going to break my horns of ego. That means I'm going to go to moksha early. Well, do you think you have any horns? No, I don't have any horns. I don't say anything. But you're not. Are you not? Not speaking with the mouth, but you're speaking with your mind. Are you not? But you see, I don't say. I never say anything. Then it's good. Therefore, you'll go to moksha. Do you want to? Do you want to go to moksha early? Therefore, then go to moksha. Then remain separate from Manjula Ben. If you want to go to whatever Manjula Ben faces, credit in the account of the pure soul. Whatever I do, nothing happens. Yes, I am in peace. Then remain in peace. If you are in peace, then then it's fine. But if you are not in peace, then you need to come to satsang. Next one, huh? Next one. Ashwin Patel. Ashwin. What is the difference between Prakruti and Suja? Supposing, because those who have better Suj, they have hot Prakruti. No, there is no connection between the intensity of the Prakruti, a hot Prakruti or a cold Prakruti, versus high Suj or low Suj. The Suj is usually due to because of the merit karma unfolding punya, then the Suj will be utilized in the right manner and there will be very good effects. Whereas if there is the unfolding of the sin karma, the Suj light will be used in the wrong direction and one will suffer, you see. So after this Gnan, we do get very beautiful advanced level lights from the experiences of Dada, and therefore we can use that light of Dada to do the settlement of the Prakruti. If the Prakruti is very mild, can it be made firm? Or if it's very firm, can it be made milder? You see, forget about it. Why do you want to? You see, he has already got his counter pulley. If he's got a very heavy egoistic Prakriti, his wife will set him straight, you see. So there are counter pulleys are always there if he's willing to allow her to improve. He does have the capacity to listen, but you see, and also he has his capacity to put a counter pulley within himself so he can adjust to the ego of the people surrounding people. But otherwise, Suj is something that we have brought from past life. No, it is the development of countless previous lives. What is your understanding of Suj? You see, decision-making process is not Suj, but it is the intellect. You see, the intellect is very well developed. It will make quick decisions. Whereas the one with the Suj is, the Suj means, the ability to solve puzzles regardless of its nature. So, Jai Sachidanand, Pragna Jamnagar. Our colleague we know that he is doing something wrong in the worldly interactions, and at that time, what kind of awareness should we have? What about your colleague? Do you have a responsibility that you have to correct them, or do you when they do something wrong, then everybody else is getting affected? But don't you have a boss that takes care of it? Where I used to work in airlines, I had a colleague, and it used to happen with me like that. For 2 years, I tolerated, but my intellect was interfering a lot. And then and then make him understand. But he then and then with I said something, and that person lost his job because of me. That person lost his job. Do you do pratikraman? I do pratikraman, but still, I still feel that I was the reason why he lost his job, and I became the Namit. Then just now start praying that he has got a much better, that he gets a much better job. Now you don't need to do anything further. It's done. Your work is done. Then Usha Modi, because of the break course, I want to ask about breaks. In the certain breaks, we feel like supposing it is if there is a mani or vishishta prakriti, the prakriti of superiority and man, then I do not want to speak. I allow the other person to speak. That let other new people come forward. That is not sahaj, but I do put the prakriti in the break. I break the prakriti. So shall I not allow such breaks to do? But you see, but you should not have, this is an adjustment. You should not put your foot on the brake all the time. You see, then but but if your brake gets stuck, then you will never speak at all, and then you go in the wrong direction. Putting a brakes on prakriti means, you put the brakes on a mani prakriti or in a prakriti of superiority and aggressive prakriti, but the important thing is to really make the appropriate adjustments that are appropriate to the circumstance. You're making the adjustments. Let's give everybody a chance, and then I will speak. And, and the third one is that sometimes I put brakes on others. Supposing I am in a department, it's my department, and when they come here, then and so I use a lot of sentences that we do not do this kind of things here. We do not do these things of here in this department. And other people feel as if they are putting a brakes, and they do not flourish, and they do not come to their best potential. And everybody keeps on telling us that we don't do this here. We do not do this here in this organization. We do not do this in this organization. So what is going on? We do not have. We're not saying that fault. Is this the work of the coordinator, or are you doing it as a colleagues? So then adjust so that you can just say without ego that if this is a very beautiful opportunity to serve everyone. So if we can do it as an information without any information, can you give information without insistence? You see, but we have our subtle insertion. This is the way it should be, because I've been working here for 3 months and you are just a newcomer, and that is why it is happening. So you should, because if you are emotional, if you are egoistic, if you really want to have it your way, then the information will not go through. Information will go through with ego, and therefore the ego will hurt the other person. Next one, Jai Sachidanand. Speak up. My question is that whatever mistakes I see in the others, that is indeed my mistake only. But I am not willing to accept that it is my fault. If you wear yellow glasses, will you not see everything yellow? And so don't you have to remove your yellow vision? So the mistake is yours. If you see everything yellow, then it is not the fault with the world that is yellow. You just remove your glasses and you will see it as it is. You did not listen to your Prakruti. I do not listen to this Prakruti, you see, she says. Don't try to make it understand. Why are you going to try to make this Prakruti understand? I just set up everything that you tell me, that is all. Jai Sachidanand Deepak Bhai. Pramila Patel. Jai Sachidanand. Speak up. You had a suggestion in a question that if we criticize the Prakruti, then it will really, the ego will listen. But if I scold the Prakruti, then I feel We do not want to criticize the Prakriti, but if somebody criticizes you, then you should accept it as a constructive criticism rather than a destructive criticism. You should accept it, you should agree that yes, you're so right, you see. And if somebody compliments you, then you should say that, I'm not as good as you believe me to be. I have errors too. But you see, we ourselves are putting the marks on our own examination paper and we are passing ourselves, and then we are creating problems for ourselves. You see now, you see now, you're automatically saying that when I was little, I used to do this, I used to do this, it this way, do it this way. So you are, from the very beginning, you are tasting and eating and swallowing up the sweet taste of doership, garvaras, and therefore the Prakriti is becoming fat, not physically, but fat through this ego of superiority and ego. Now I don't know what to do, she says. Now, now keep balance, you see. Supposing she says, finish it early, so you see, so, but if you're taking this sweet taste of worship, then you yourself have to say that, yeah, every day you used to be able to do it, so, and take credit for it. So today, what are you going to do? You see, do not enter into suffering that I cannot do the work, and if you keep on, if the Prakriti is very depressed, then if I continue to lift up the Prakriti, then the Prakriti, but we normal, do not try to push up the Prakriti so much that it kind of overpowers you. Next, Vir Bala Ahmedabad. I want to know that those who have not taken Gnan, what are the reasons that is happening in the Prakriti? It is the same for everyone. In previous life, because of ignorance, uh, in the previous life, when depending on the company that one kept, Lok Sangnya, he said, there's nothing wrong in taking bribes because everybody else is taking bribes. So then he and Prakriti will become that it's perfectly okay to take or accept bribes in this life. Rishwat was lunch in Hindi, lunch. And so now, if the current understanding changes that it is wrong to take bribes, it is illegal to take bribes, it is hurtful to take bribes, it's not good for the country to take bribes, then the slowly, the new Prakriti, the new changes will happen and will come into conduct. There is no contradiction, you see, because of lack of understanding of what is happening. You want something but you don't understand why it's not happening. This is because of the contradiction between cause and effect. Majority people, I want to know why majority agree and the majority disagree. There is always going to be there. You see, this is going to continue to happen in the relative world only. Those who do not adjust will continue to suffer. Those who adjust will improve from their suffering, will suffer less. Premila Patel, right now, Pramila, when supposing something happens to file 2, she stops talking with the file 2 for 15 days at a time, and she stops talking to other people for 10 to 15 days at a time. When the other person comes in front of her, no matter how much hard I try to do, I still, when, no, regardless of how much Sagnan I said, I simply am not able to talk with that person. I'm not able to continue. I cannot feel any kind of love with that person. So what should I do? The other person is also hurt because of me, because the way I stop talking, I am non-communicative. It's called risavu, see, on Aptavani 9, risavu, it is the problem of the ego. If the moment finds any fault with you, you really cut that person off. It is a very heavy ego from a previous life. If he insults me this slightly, finds the slightest error in me, then I'm not going to speak at all. But don't you think you're hurting the other person at all, ever? So supposing he stops talking to you like this, will you like it at all? Why do you expect that he would talk to me? You want him to talk, but you see, you need to become wise in this. You need to understand that this is the wrong approach to life and to people who are very close to it. You know, if you don't want to talk, try to. I'm going to speak only. You know, and you can say, how are you? Even if the Prakriti doesn't want to, are you all right? How are you doing? You see, don't try to disturb. Just continue with the regular interaction also. Why do you stop speaking altogether? You see, you know, if he has found, leave it alone. Supposing he has found some faults about you, leave that alone, but at least don't stop all the other communicative activity with him altogether. That is nonsense. That doesn't work. Make see, try to understand that this is your very heavy pride, not a pride, and therefore you cannot stand and the slightest insult to you. If you understand your pride not within you, then you will be sit in its opposition and you will not let it happen. Next one is Dada says, Dada, she says that nobody is at fault at all. It is the illusory vision that makes you seem the other person at fault. You don't read. We don't read the whole thing. What do you want to ask? I see everybody. And you see, is this the opinions that I feel so the other person? It is definitely the opinions. Or also the slightest hurt caused to your sense of pride, the slightest accusation, the slightest insult to your sense of pratikraman. Even when I do pratikraman, there is no change in it. That means it is a very sticky fault. That is all. The person that I feel see at fault, you have to do the maximum amounts of. Yeah, that means after pratikraman, he says, do you think is the Shuddhatma doing it? Is the field stock? Is it no? Who is doing it? Who are you going to see at fault? Who is this scientific certify? Find out who you're going to say. You will have to adjust all the evidences of lawlessness, you see, and then not see the mistakes of the other person, you see. Next, Jai Sachidanand, Pujishri, Chandra Kamar from Bhilai, and Santosh Medekar. This Parayan is extremely important. I know that. I cannot even describe the beauty of this Parayan. It is not possible. And I also want to give some kind of service in Pune, the upcoming. I have taken the instructions. I know I want to give service according to the instructions of the Aptaputra. Don't you think? But when I want to attend Prakruti, the satsang, is it not? Just ask only one. If you have asked the Aptaputra, therefore then listen to the Aptaputra, then you don't ask me. You have already asked the Aptaputra, so then if you ask too many people, then you're going to get too many opinions and then you totally get confused. Yes, Sachidan. Yes, Sachidan. Meena's Prakriti is very angry, very sexual, very greedy, and it is a very heavy ego. I know it, but I cannot do anything. She does not. She is very greedy. And then she is a business intellect. Wherever she goes, she wants to make more money. Will you please help me? Will you please show me what to do? Are you hurting other people through the Prakriti? And therefore make her do Pratikraman because you are hurting, because you just said that you are heavily loaded with everything. Pride, sex, greed, etc. and willfulness. Yeah, but don't you know that are you not aware? But even then I continue to hurt. And then especially in work, just earn more, earn more, earn more, earn more. That is what I want to do. Do let it happen naturally and let it happen legally, but otherwise you are in trouble. Santosh Medekar, can I speak in Marathi? And then other people will not understand. And then I will not understand it. Yeah. For after Gnan, I know you for 5 years, but for the first years, I had a lot of positive energy of the Gnan. I was flying high. And then we start. And then initially we were very, and then we were able to see our mistakes also. However, in the last 1 year, but now in the last 1 year, for the 6 to 8 months, now I understand. We used to do pratikraman, but now whenever we do the Samayik, and we talked about the Prakruti, then I realized that the Prakruti is very mani, it got a lot of pride. If somebody insults it, it cannot stand it. And then it suppresses it, because if he's superior to me, I will keep it inside only. And and if I and then ultimately I spring back with anger. And it has happened 2 to 3 times with close file, with file 2 and the file number 2's mother, etc. I have misbehaved, and we all live together. And instead of having a normal interaction with them, this is causing problems. I I am a little worried about my moksha. I'm fearful of my moksha, because from everywhere I get wounded, because I even went to a doctor, and I am worried that my car will collide with somebody. My, not the physical car, but my this. I will. So what happened? I'm I'm also become very restricted, and I cannot speak freely with other people. I don't know where to put the handle. I do not know where to put the brakes, etc. I do not understand. Up until now, that Prakruti will help me, but after coming here, I realize that much more is needed. It is a very heavy pride, knot of ego, of pride only. And when you just see, this is the junk of the Prakriti, it's all going away. Just be very strong. Pratikyan, after Pratikraman, there is also Pratyakyan. Ask for the energy never to repeat again. But if the anger happens again, then, you see, then, be aware of the anger. The anger will come. It's the filled stock that is coming out in the Prakriti, and therefore you can also see the man or the pride that is arising. You see the pride issues that are arising, respect issue. You read the 9 column, read the Charan Vidhi, ask for the energies, etc. You will get a lot of positive effects. But with the hurt that is caused to the others, it is a lot of problem. Okay, so because you are aware after 1 hour, and therefore you should tell him slowly, quietly, you should ask for open pratikraman. Look, I'm very sorry, do open pratikraman with the people that you have hurt. And then you see, it is my weakness that this happened, and then I do not want to do it ever again. I have done all that, but still, I still feel, I feel, my self-confidence has been hurt because I had done this. No, no, no. All circumstances by nature are dissociative, and that is history now. But in the 6 months, there is a lot time it happened. Now it is a fill stock. Sometimes a lot of junk comes out, and yes, and you see. But you said that, he says, you never know how the Prakruti will unfold at what time in life. You have told us. But so I do not. I don't have to do anything about controlling it, do I? No, we don't suppress the Pratikraman. You see, if it comes out, then say do the Pratikraman and Pratyakyan for it. But you don't suppress the Prakruti. You see. Uh, But ask for the energy, do the arti, asim jijikar in the home, you see. Yes, everybody has taken the gnan in the home, then, do everybody get together and the arti together, you see, and do asim jijikar together, etc. Do pratikraman together, you see, then the atmosphere in the home will be very beautiful, you see. So this is the field stock that is emptying, and so it is all going to come out whether you like it or not, you see. And Santosh, okay, see the positive in the mother, see the positive in the wife, etc. That is all. You see, there is no, and if it is in the negative, convert it to positive only. You see, this, the steering is in your hand. You can, turn the direction in which the car is going, and see the flawless, see the Vishuddhatma, see the pure, see the flawless, see the evidences of the flawlessness. Nay, Jai Sachidanand. Which question is it? Question number 2. You say that we need to, how we need to recognize the Prakriti, our Prakriti as well as the other person. And so that I'll be able to see only to the level by at which I'm standing, at which degree. I need to see what is her point of view too. Her point of view may be different at that time. How do I make the adjustments when our two viewpoints are different from each other? How much understanding do I give to the other person? And supposing we don't understand, what do we do if the other person does not understand? What when if the other person doesn't understand, that means no, that you do not know how to make the other person understand that the fault is not of the other person at all, and also send positive signals to the pure soul of the other person, you see, and always do something so that we can get the solutions that are available. And that person is at his degree and we are in our viewpoint, you see, you need to study that properly. So just find out in what way he finds and uh, and it works the best. So you need to study this at the best level. You see how he adjusts to little children. If his doll is hurt, you know how to say. So you know how to treat a child nicely with the right kind of words. Can you use? What is the point of view? You try to understand the point of view of the child, and that is how you speak with the child. In the same way is the approach with adults. See the viewpoints of the others. Now, let us do the Samayik now. We've got the Samayik coming up now. The other says that we see the world as flawless only, but we see the world at flaw. Every day we see in the newspaper, all kinds of negative opinions are there, all the wrong things are happening. That the saint did this saint did this spiritual leader did this, here and here, this person did this community, this thing, this community of people did these things, this people in Syria did this people in Africa did this, etc. All of this, there is continuously, these people are killers, these people kill, they don't care about killing other human beings, etc. We need to become free from this rag dvesh that is intrinsic in the discharging Prakruti, you see. Whatever he may be doing deliberately, it is under the influence of the karma that he's doing it. It is not doing it deliberately. It is the result of the wrong karma that he had bound in the previous life, and it is discharging in this life. Those with a Shuddha Gnan, they are killers, you see. Then there is those with Shubh Gnan, they will kill animals. And then those with Shubh Gnan, they will not hurt anyone, you see. So then you move forward in your own Gnan, which is the Shuddha Gnan, which is the pure Gnan, where you are neither the doer of anything. And so the doer of the good karma or the bad karma is part or the effect of the Prakruti that is discharging. And in the process, all we need to do, we don't need to go along with the discharging Prakruti, do we? We do not need to repeat the errors again that we did in the last life. We just need to be more aware. We are not the judge of the Prakruti. We are not the one who is trying to improve the Prakruti. We are not the one who is going to punish the Prakruti. We just connect with the pure soul of the person and say, oh Dada Bhagwan, grant me the energy to see it as it is. Grant me the energy not to have opinions in this. Grant me the energy not to use hurtful words. All the 9 columns, in fact, is what is needed in asking for the energies. You see, you will have to you see, if supposing somebody throws a bomb, then why is it by saying that, why did he do that? Now you are part of that whole editorializing of this thing. Now it is you have joined in the discharge also, but you have joined in any way, have you not? Why is he doing that? But all the havoc that is happening in the world, all the terrible things that are happening in it, you see, that is, you don't need to worry about. You don't need to enter in that. Whoever is doing it, you can continue to see the pure soul in that person. Oh my Lord, let the person that you are with have the right kind of intellect that does not hurt anyone. But I do not want to be in the hurtful mode at all. I do not want to be in the prejudicial mode. I do not want to be in the opinion mode. I do not want to be in the vocalizing mode. I do not want to be in the backbiting mode. You see, I do not want to be in the hurtful mode. But you see, but supposing you feel that you are very vulnerable to the negative news, then stop watching the television and start reading the Aptavanis of Gnani Purush Dadashri. You see, so otherwise this is, but otherwise, then if it comes in front of you, then you have have the direct connection to the pure soul of the other person involved and ask for the energies. The Prakriti is doing these mistakes, but it is actually the fault was in the last life out of ignorance only, and then now today there is flawless. He is not. He is not at fault. If a person is vomiting today, he is not at guilt. He is not guilty today. It is because of the wrong stuff went into his system, in his stomach. That is why 2 days later he is vomiting. See, so it is because everything is a result of karma effect. It's a karma effect, and therefore, we don't need to, we do not need to give opinions of superiority that people need to do this and people need to do that. Nature is straightening everybody out in its own times. Nature is giving everyone its own effects according to the causes. If somebody is stealing, then he is taking a loan from the government and he will have to return it back to the nature. If somebody is giving to someone, then nature will give it back to him. So this is how it is. You give to someone, then it comes back to you. You take away from someone, it will be taken away from you by kudrat or nature. You do not really need to paint anything new in this vast blueprint of the Prakruti that is as vaster than the sky itself. You really need to know where you are. And yes, you have the ninth kalam, the bhavna of Jagat Kalyan, and that is very important because it is for everyone, not only for you or your family only. You have that let everyone attain this beautiful knowledge only, and you do not have a focused approach towards anyone. You see, you let the whole entire world attain salvation only. Hey Dada Jag Kalyan Karo, you see. You see? So you do not should have any kind of negativity towards any country, any political leader, any political party, any politic. We do not have to have any kind of a slanderous intentions or view towards anyone. You should not have any negative intentions towards anyone. You see. You see, so some people are sitting, four people sit together and then they just backbite each other. But by the way, the September Dadavani is full of all of these warnings and exact satsang with Gnani Purush Dadashri. Dadavani September 2015. It's on backbiting and the dangers of backbiting and negative talk, negative view. From childhood until now, see where you were a backbiter, where you were negative, where you were hurting other people. This party is like this, political parties are cheat. This, and you also have this kind of views about actor and actresses, and you're gossiping, and also politicians. You have negative and positive. You have not spared a single human being in the world. You as if you are the judge of this whole world. You see. So, you do not do anything for your own self, but you're constantly opining and giving opinions. This is the way this should work, and the way this should not work. You see, the court of nature is very just. You see, and if you're giving money, then the court will give you back the money, the natural court. And if you take away from the court by taking it away from someone, then the court will take it away from you. It's a natural court. Let us do a very beautiful, subtle Samayik on this, where you have been negative in terms of your speech about your approach. This is the time of Kariyuk. Human beings continue to be worsened. And all kinds of hurt to each other through human being is going to continue to worsen by the decade in this Kali Yuga, and therefore what was there before 10 years ago was better than what it is now. Even in sexuality, it has gotten much worse. You see, there is all kinds of mistakes and mischiefs about. There are three types of major mistakes: pride, sexuality, and money, greed. That is all. And so, because we do not want to say anything. We want to see the pure ones in everyone. We want to see that they are flawless right now. We do not really need to do. Let us do a very beautiful vidhi right now and do a very subtle samayik on where you have been negative about others in this world. Oh, Dada Bhagwan, the absolute self within me. Hey Sri Simandar Swami Prabhu, the perfect Lord at Mahavidev, the fully enlightened one, with the exact applied awareness of the pure self, Shuddha Upyog, in the entire life, with the human beings of this world, with saints and spiritually elevated people, and with communities of specific communities and peoples and races and religion, and through different countries, through any particular human being, if negative views and intentions have arisen, and then wrong opinions have been, entrenched because of this wrong activity by them, any kind of rag dvesh has happened to them. Let me see all those mistakes, doshos in Samayik, my Lord, grant me the energy to see those mistakes in Samayik. And through all slanderous intentions and negative intentions, say, let there be the awareness of separation, and with file 1, let file 1 do the pratikraman and pratyakyan, never to do this ever again, so that these mistakes will never happen again. And let there be vitrakta towards this world, and let there be the salvation of the world for the worldly beings, and let there be the progress of my own on the path of moksha, and let me do such a samayik, and grant me the energy for such samayiks, my Lord. Let me see the entire world as flawless, and through Gnan only, and let me may apply such understanding, so that grant me this such energy to do such a samayik, my Lord. I surrender this mind, speech and body, all illusions associated with my name, bhav karma, charge karma, dravya karma, subtle discharge karma, yellow vision, yellow glasses, no karma, gross discharging karma. O Dada Bhagwan, the absolute self within me, you are manifest within me, my Lord. You are the Lord God Paramatma, and it is at your divine feet, Sucharano, that I am surrendering them all. I am doing the Saramarpan, surrendering, total surrender. Machu, Shuddhatmachu, 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 Vishuddhatma-chu, 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 Vishuddhatma-chu. Eu sou alma pura, 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 eu sou alma pura. Eu sou alma pura. Ich bin reine Seele. 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 Atma chu Shuddhatma chu Shuddhatma chu Shuddhatma chu Shuddhatma chu Shuddhatma chu Vishuddhatma chu, Vishuddhatma chu, Vishuddhatma chu, Vishuddhatma chu, Vishuddhatma chu, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand. Go deep and do a beautiful Samayik. Jai Sachidanand.